What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box, we have the Gordon Murray Automotive T50S from Hot Wheels. This is a new for 2024 casting, and it was a bit of a surprise, at least to me, when this was first announced. Did not see this one coming. So, have they done a good job? Have they done this wild car any justice? Let's take a closer look and find out. So let's get things started by taking a look at our casting. Just taking a quick spin, you can see our proportions are actually pretty nice. I don't really have much to complain about here. Let's go ahead and pop the real life car up in the corner there so you can kind of get a little bit of comparison for what you're looking at. And then let's break it down here. So getting things started, what you see in orange is mostly going to be metal. So there is a healthy amount of metal incorporated here. Now, we have our main body all going to be done in metal, which looks very nice. In the back here, you have the fan, kind of these vents here, all done in metal. This big, chunky diffuser and exhaust bits, those are all going to be a piece of the base. They actually have some little etching on them, which looks pretty cool. And then when you come up front, you can see that all of this incorporated into the base as well. We have headlights that are a piece of the windshield. We have these kind of arrow pieces that are a piece of the base as well, which looks really cool. I like the way that they've engineered that. I think that is really good looking. When we look at the top down, we can see that we have this kind of like roof section here has gotten some really good texturization on it. So while it is plastic and a piece of the window, it actually is not as see-through as it usually is when they do this kind of thing. And the windshield itself, you can actually see through. So this is a really, really good improvement, in my opinion, for the roof design. And then we have this long roof scoop here coming down into the shark fin and the rear wing, which is all metal and gives the model some serious heft. So overall, I am very, very happy with the casting. For our paint and deco, we've got this nice kind of burnt orange scheme going on with just like a touch of like golden metal flake almost. It is a very unique paint that this one has got, and it looks really good. Like, just get it in the nice light and it almost shifts colors. It's really cool. I really like the paint that they've gone with. And it does resemble a real-life deco that this car is available in. So that is obviously really cool. I think that this was a great first choice for this casting. It really catches the eye. And it's kind of the iconic show car presentation scheme, whatever you want to say, for this particular car. Getting into our details here. So, up front here, we do get the GMA logo right there. We do get headlights, as we mentioned earlier. They're not tampoed on, but they still look really nice. And we do get these little kind of vents casted in here with the little like vent tampos that I believe are supposed to be on these, but every single one I've seen, they're down here, so, you know, it's whatever. They look fine. But if we look really close here, you can see that this is got some etching on it that I mentioned earlier in the diffuser area, and it goes on the entire splitter here, and then more on this arrow bits here, and this replicates carbon fiber. So we have a decent replication of carbon fiber on a mainline model. I really, really like that. Like, that, just loving that. Making our way over here, going to kind of get back into some casting details that I missed earlier. This chunk here, not even casted into the base, or it is casted into the base. Right there, missing out on that, but it looks phenomenal with the way they've done that. We do get a little bit of an indentation there in the roof scoop, so that looks cool. And then door handles here. Missed all that earlier. Now let's get back to the normal details here. These wheels, I've seen some complaints about these wheels, and I was to be honest with you, I didn't love this choice of wheel at first either. However, these wheels very closely replicate the real-life cars wheels, so I really don't have any gripes with them for that reason. Making our way to the back here, we do not get any kind of rear tampo work here. This whole section here basically should be black, but with the level of casted-in detail there, I really don't have too big of a gripe with the fact that these did not get any kind of paint and that the taillights didn't really get any kind of paint. This is something that could probably be done by yourself fairly easily. Coming down to the top view, though, this section here did get tampo work, so that is nice to see. Moving into our roll test, it being a Hot Wheels mainline, it should be no surprise that it rolls, and it rolls very smoothly. I put this one on the scale and it comes out to be exactly 36 grams. So that is very nice to see. It's got a lot of metal to it, so it is fairly significantly higher weight than the average mainline model. Pros and cons, kicking things off with the pros. The biggest pro for me is that this is the first way to add a GMA T50S into your collection. Actually, this is the first way to add any Gordon Murray Automotive car to your collection. There are a couple more on the way from different brands in resin, but for right now, this is the only Gordon Murray Automotive brand car whatsoever. The other big pro is the engineering of the casting. So I mentioned earlier, I really liked the way that they brought these kind of arrow bits up and then even etched them out into carbon fiber. I love that the roof scoop kind of comes across here so that we could get a two-colored look here on top. And that the window piece got extra like texturization to make it not as see-through right there. Really like that. Again, I love the way that the base was engineered. Just the engineering overall is really, really nice. For the cons, though, you know what's coming. It has to be mentioned. Even though I don't personally take too much beef with it this time around, the lack of any kind of rear deco back through here, or at least some kind of taillight paint, maybe give this some black paint on it or something, that would have looked a little nicer. I don't personally take too much offense to it, but it is a complaint that I have seen. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other Mattel-owned brands, with the Matchbox Pagani Huayra Roadster and the Hot Wheels McLaren F1 GTR. And here we have it with some premium brands, with the Tarmac Works Pagani Huayra R and the CM model McLaren P1 GTR. So with all of that out of the way, let's find an overall score. The hype level for me is going to end up at about a 9.7 out of 10. This was one of the most hyped supercar models of the year, and it ended up being a little tricky to find for that reason. Execution, I'm going to give it a 9.85 out of 10. Getting a little creative with the scoring system there. That being said, there are a few things I would have changed, but not anything drastic or anything monumental, so just a few points off there. Community input gave this one to the council. Their scores are going to average out to be a 9.7. Some people took points off because they didn't like the wheels, and some people took points off for the lack of rear tampo work. So, you know, a few little grips and gripes there with the community, but on the whole, not a bad score. When we take these three scores and we average them up, we are going to be left with a 9.75 out of 10, which is a very nice score for a very surprising release. At least for me, I did not see this one coming. I did not think we'd get anything Gordon Murray from Hot Wheels ever, to be honest with you. And what we got is actually really, really nice. I love the attempted carbon fiber for a mainline. And then just the engineering choices as a whole, I have already talked about. I really, really like the way that they were thought about, and I like the way they were executed, and I just think they came out really good, especially when you factor in that this is a mainline. This is like the $1.25-ish basic Hot Wheels that typically don't get quite this much love and care put into them. I really don't have much to complain about. Just really, really am in love with this casting and am very excited to see where it goes in the future. I think if you are a supercar fan or you just like cars in general, this is an easy pickup. Definitely one you should be adding to your collections. And with that, this will conclude the review, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular model down in the comments. I'm really, really interested to see what you guys have to say about this one. Make sure you leave a like as always, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video.